Well, you needed a backup point guard. I mean, you needed one more at least because you announced.
Who's the backup?
Well, it's one of them going to be. I mean, one of them. Look, LeBron's going to have the ball in his hand, so he's going to be the de facto point guard. But by renouncing Isaiah Thomas, you take a guard off the books. I think you do need something. And doesn't this fit the bill in regards to LeBron? Older player, high IQ, has experience, can make plays. Finally, he gets a point guard that can make some plays. So it kind of fits into the mode of what he likes as a player and on the court. And we don't know what other moves are going to be made in regards to the Lakers this year. I don't know, what do you do if you're an opposing team and taking a guy like Lonzo to deal with the outside influences? That's the question here. But I think it was a really good move for the Lakers. Great insurance policy, someone you can depend on. I think we're talking about Boogie Cousins.
Well, who's the insurance policy?
Well, to me, the insurance policy is Rondo because I know what he can do. Lonzo, I'm still trying to figure it out. If default mechanism, I can always go back to Rondo, right, to be able to run the team.
And see, that's where Skip and I are. We can't understand this move because normally when you have a guy like Lonzo Ball, you clear the decks for him. You don't bring a guy of that merit in Rondo that says, okay, you can come in and compete. If this is being true, you can compete for the starting job. They normally make it abundantly clear. If they do bring someone in, okay, he's our starter. Right. It's like the quarterback, Skip. Okay, he's our starter now. You do understand that.
Right.
They don't bring the guy and says, okay, you can compete with him for the starting job.
No.
Something's Magic. Now, Magic got.
You think Magic backtracked from the original statements in regards to Lonzo kind of being the face of the front? Again, LeBron is there now, but you remember he was all in. And I don't blame him at that perspective.
He was in.
Everything that has transpired over the last year, again, sometimes you got to make adjustments and be realistic about where you're at.
Lonzo Ball is about to be the centerpiece of a big blockbuster trade.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's possible. That's how it smacks of that. It smells of that to me. Because as soon as I heard it, I tweeted either Lonzo Ball is about to be an ex-Laker or LeVar Ball is about to be furious because he was on Undisputed on June the 12th, taking shots at Luke Walton for his curious sort of substitution patterns with Lonzo Ball because he always yanks him mid-first quarter and sometimes he'll sit him all the way to mid-second quarter. And I'm with LeVar on that one because I thought it broke the kid's rhythm and momentum. Some nights he deserved to play into the second quarter, if not most of the first half. Some nights he didn't. But all I can figure out is if you're going to keep him, did you bring in a Rondo who's known for his mental and physical toughness to compete? And you've been in that position before where you had to literally compete with a guy who can teach you how to play harder and sort of light a fire under you that Magic from a distance could not light last year.
Right.
Luke Walton couldn't light it, but maybe Rondo head-to-head with him can light it.
Skip, if I'm Rondo and I hear Magic Johnson tell me it's an open competition, he's telling me he want me to win this job. That's what Magic Johnson told me. Now, I don't know how anybody else, because if you tell me it's an open competition, hold on, you just drafted this guy number 2 overall. I'm not committing to anybody for playing time. The best man wins. So you just told me you want me to go win this job. Because why else am I here? There's no way you bring me here with that guy there if you want him to be your starting opening night point guard, Skip Bayless. No chance.
But he knows that, too. As a player, too, I remember when I would go from different teams, I would evaluate who was on the team and who's playing my position.
Right.
And what they did well and what they didn't do well. And I would figure out, okay, if they're not playing defense, this is a way for me to get on the court.
Right.
More importantly, this is a way for me to end the game.
Right.
Because sometimes if I didn't start, it didn't matter to me at that point in my career. But I wanted to be in the game at the end when it counted.
Mattered.
And I knew that. So I already evaluated who's what and who's where. Same thing with Rondo.
Of course.
Rondo's like, listen, my thing is I know what the Lakers are about, and I know Lonzo. But I got a great opportunity, and I know what LeBron needs. He needs somebody to take the pressure off of him. He needs somebody high IQ to run the team. Oh, I'm perfect for that. I'm perfect. If I'm Rondo, I'm looking at it from that perspective.
Run a team in the playoffs. Run a team in the NBA Finals, Skip Bayless.
Hey, Rondo is he's a top 5 point guard.
Yeah, he still makes plays.
There are times I thought he was top 1 point guard, except he doesn't shoot it that well over time in regular season. But in the postseason last year, he made 8 out of 19 threes and shot 42% because playoff Rondo will emerge. But just to be balanced on this, there have been long years when he's been pretty pathetic by his standards. I don't know if he's quit or given up, but remember at the end of his Boston run, he pretty much was a shell of himself. And then Sacramento, he was okay, but then he went to Chicago and he was just pathetic.
No, Skip, they would have beat Boston had he not got hurt.
I know, but that was near the end because at the beginning it was questionable.
Dallas when he fell on hard time, they said, you know what, bro, just go away.
Yeah.
We don't even want you in the state of Texas anymore. Just go away.
I mean, he's another one. If he cares, he really cares. You gotta look out.
But when he's out, I mean, what is it with the Kentucky guys? Boogie has that kind of personality. You know, you hear John Wall rub some people the wrong way. Rondo. I mean, what? Come on, Cal.
I don't know what it is, but I think he's learned too, and Boogie fits in this too. The older you get, the more realization you know that's coming to the end. Your attitude tends to change a little bit more, so you accept some things in your career, whereas when you were younger, full of bravado, you're like, oh, I'm good. They have to play, but they don't have to now.
Yeah.
When that phone doesn't, those calls don't come in, the reality sets in, your perspective totally changes.
Because normally, when you young, that phone,
it's going off.
I mean, hey, you got to have operators there for all these calls. Then all of a sudden, Skip, like,
you
wait around,
multiple phones.
Yeah, exactly.
All those calls,
hey, you're like, hey, did you pay the bill? Oh, no, I ain't getting no calls right now.
You checking in with your agent. You hear anything yet?
Yeah.
You got it. You hear anything yet? But that's so humbling.
Yeah.
Like going through and being, see, if you were in that position before where you were always hunting to get onto a team, you're used to it. But if you've been in that all-star level position, you've been a high performer, and all of a sudden that tends to change. You look at yourself in the mirror, a lot of times you say, okay, what do I have to do to get myself back ingratiated in the team and on the court? That's humble pie all the way.
So is this possibly an anti-LeVar move to send a message to LeVar? Hey, I got an alternative now. If you're going to rip my coach and try to divide my locker room by speaking for your son publicly and blasting other teammates, which is just, I don't know how it didn't do in Lonzo in the locker room.
Well, LeVar is already upset about the substitution pattern and how they use Lonzo. He's upset that the Lakers didn't take Jello.
That's true.
So there's no way all three of his sons going to be on the Lakers.
Nope.
And Magic Johnson looked like he making moves like, look here, bro. All that, you know what? You need to go on somewhere else with that.
It's undisputable. No matter what happened, no matter if you got Chris Paul in there, just say you did, LeVar still would be upset. No matter what the credentials are of that player.
Right. Because he feel his son is...
He feel his son is... It don't matter who it is. And you got a viable option right here.
Yeah.
It's undisputable in regards to what Rondo can do, but from LeVar's perspective, he still ain't better than my son.
He ain't better than my boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm looking at it from LeBron's perspective, do I believe that LeBron has high regard for Lonzo's potential, his vision, his court awareness, his IQ? Yes, I do. Do I think LeBron wants to go to playoff battle with Rondo? You better believe I do, because he's gone to battle against Rondo and he's seen it from the inside out. This guy, when it's time,
and all those championships that LeBron has won,
how
many young guys play major minutes? He go to battle with those veterans. And last year when they were down to Indiana, Skip, they had this fancy lineup that T. Lee wanted to try. They tried it for game 2. What they have? Old tried and true, old reliable. LeBron James, potential is one thing. Give me the guys that's been there, done that. Because I know what they'll do when the rubber needs to meet the road. And the fire in that situation, I need guys I can count on. He's gone to battle against Rondo. Went to a game 7 against Rondo.
He did.
So he knows what
he does.
He went to a game 6 against Rondo. He knows what he represents.
But he knows how to manage. Think about Mario Chalmers in that aspect when he had to kind of bring him along a little bit. But he understood how to manage that aspect of Chalmers being in and getting quality minutes. Because he had some big shots.
Yes.
But he was able to manage that.
Yes.
And that's the only time really, you can say Boobie Gibson when he was at Cleveland. You know what I mean? But he's figured out ways when I got a young guy, I'm gonna take so much pressure off of him that he doesn't have to try to do everything to try to be successful or this team be successful.
So, Shannon Sharpe, now I need you to explain the big picture of what my man Magic Johnson is doing. As big a fan as I am of Magic, I don't really get the direction of the new Los Angeles Lakers. I certainly get LeBron James. After that, I don't really get anything
We got
because they signed KCP, re-signed him for $12 million. And by the way, he's a LeBron client, so maybe that had something to do with the little package deal.
That's 6 to 7 less than he made last year. Because remember, J.J. Redick made 20. That ain't what he's making this year.
Yeah, was 15.
So coming on that, look, Skip, I get it. I get, look, right now we're in a little holding pattern. We're trying to wait out San Antonio with Kawhi.
Lance, JaVale, Rondo. It's like, what?
But one year, think about this.
Okay,
though.
they're all 1 year.
1 year.
I know.
Here's the plan. You got LeBron now for 4 years. 3, he can opt out after his 3. So what you're looking at, okay, who can we get this year to be competitive? Okay. 2019, Jimmy Butler is out there. Okay, you got Klay Thompson's out there. Al Horford's out there. So now
KD out there.
I got that.
So we're building. What we want to do is be competitive now, but put ourselves in a position if we don't get Kawhi now, maybe we get him next year.
Okay, well, you can get him for free next year. You don't have to give up anything for him. Okay,
but you got to free up cap space.
Okay, so does that mean that LeBron, who's now vacationing in Italy, the last I read, should he just stay in Italy for the whole year and just take the year off?
Had I known,
I'm serious. Just save the wear and tear.
Had I known,
I mean, do you realize you're laughing at me for predicting the 8th seed, but I'm looking at barely the 8th seed.
First of all, Skip Bayless, had I known LeBron was going to make his decision so quick, I would have taken my break. My vacation time this week. I'd have been in Italy diving off a cliff.
Really?
Me and Bron,
Did you read they rented a yacht, except Magic's done this before, for
$700,000 a week.
Oh, yeah.
700,000?
You don't do that?
It's a big yacht. It's
a big yacht.
It's a big yacht.
For a week?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you need to give me that thing for the year. No, as a matter of fact, you need to give me that for 5 years.
Hey, listen, when you go to the south of France, I was fortunate. I was there one time. It was a boat show, and the vessels, that's what I'm calling the vessels that were coming into the harbor, I get it. I get how they spend that money. I'm not, but I get how they are. I want to be an invited guest. Invite me.
Hey, you know what boat stand for, Skip? Bust out another 1,000. Because if you own one, money goes. That's a bottomless pit.
Yeah, I think 1,000 doesn't work. I think you bust out another million.
Yeah.
While
it's sitting in the water, you paying for it.
Yeah.
While it's just sitting there, you paying for it.
That's the whole thing.
So it's always good to have a great friend that got a plane and a boat. I mean, let them worry about it.
Does Boston Whaler, the one with a heavy roof, does that count like a bass fishing boat?
Yeah.
I got one of those.
That don't count.
Holly, do you realize what just happened?
That's a boat.
They tried
These are vessels,
both of these gentlemen just tried to change the subject off.
What?
Can the Lakers even be the 8th seed by making
We
jokes
already
about
we already addressed that. We already addressed that.
Oh.
So you tell me Denver is going to be better than the Lakers?
Yeah, right now on paper they are.
Come on.